Most people don't know what you do behind your closed doors, right? In our world, they don't really know. But if you're working together or you're making money together, what happens?
The family dynamics.
Pardon me?
The family dynamics come out.
You live in a fishbowl.
Sure.
Right? Even if you don't want to live in a fishbowl, you're in a fishbowl because there's lots of people who depend upon you for income. Their jobs depend upon you. So anything you're doing, they're interested in. They might not say it, but they're real interested in what you're doing and how things are going. If I've had so many families who say to me in the midst of a transition that's taking, and transitions take between 7 and 10 years nowadays for people to move on in transitioning their enterprises going forward, they'll say, nobody really is noticing. Well, in the interviews I'm hearing and the conversations I'm hearing, everybody's watching and they're looking to see how little guy is going to do and whether the daughter is doing well, whether there's going to be any competition, whether the father's really sure that the daughter or the son are really going to make it. Everybody's watching. You are in a fishbowl. When I first started this work 26 years ago, I went into a family. I was working in the garment center, actually. And these families used to have, it's amazed me. I began to think that we should write an article on it, which was the glass conference rooms in family businesses. Every family business I went into had a glass conference room. You talk about setting up a real fishbowl. I mean, they would be in there animatedly having their discussions and their arguments, and everybody would walk past. And if you walked out during the time that these meetings were occurring, somebody would be saying to somebody else, do you think it's going to, and they'd be having these little comments, did you see what he did, and did you hear that? And they all would act as if it was like private. We all get better at it, but even if we're good at containing it, and we don't do it in a glass enclosed conference room, the fact is they watch us anyway, because their livelihoods depend upon it. And we have long-standing, no matter what kinds of structures you set up in an enterprise, if you don't have structures, it's really a problem. Whatever you set up, the fact is family dynamics are obvious because they're long-term, they're patterns. The very things that make them really, really good for running a business, why are they really good? Because everybody acts like family dynamics are terrible. Family dynamics can be bad if they get out of hand, but there are some very good things. The good things have to do with the continuity. You know shortcuts. You know how to talk with each other in a really fast way. You're really sure that you know where the other person is because you lived with them and you worked them. Sometimes you're so sure you should go in the other direction. But you're really sure about people and you have a sense of where people are going to go on things. It makes it easier to maneuver. And you also have a shortcut way of communicating with one another. And you have a sense that we're in this together with a clear vision as much as possible of where we're going. Those very things are also the things that make it hard. Right? It's the tension of managing those and moving it forward. Managing that tension becomes one of the unique characteristics. When I came into this field, everybody said you had to draw a boundary between the business and the family. Have you ever been successful at that? Come on, guys, be honest. No. It's not possible. Don't let anybody tell you that you have to do it. It doesn't work. What you have to do is get the ability to manage the tension between the two and have a flexibility to move back and forth. But you can't draw a really tight boundary. It's not possible. You are who you are. You got to set up some structures to help you, but you cannot think that it's going to be that tight boundary. And therefore, you cannot say that families ruin businesses. I've seen it just as much the other way around, that businesses can ruin families.